The Pokemon TCG is about to change forever with Generation 9 coming out very soon. But right before then, huge announcements for Vstar Universe and Crown Zenith featuring amazing new style artwork cards. We are really excited for it. That's what we're talking about in today's video. All right, so if you've been to our channel before, you know that we get a lot of our news and updates from two credible sources, PokeBeach and PokeGuardian.com. We highly recommend going to check out those two websites to get all of your Pokemon information. And Nate is going to take us over there right now to talk about some of the new cards coming in Vstar Universe and Crown Zenith.
Yeah, so Vstar Universe, guys, it's looking super exciting. It's coming out. It's right around the corner on December 2nd, so it's going to be here before we know it. In the set, there's 172 cards before the secret rares, and it's one of those high-class packs, which means it has 10 cards instead of the normal 5 I think they have in the Japan packs, and then there's always going to be like a holo in these packs as well, so you'll always get some sort of a hit in these packs, so it's super awesome. I'm just taking a look at some of the cards here. It's a lot of the reprints that we've had from the Sword and Shield era. Even some, promos that we had here in English are going to be inside of the set there, the V-Star set in Japan. And it's looking like we're going to have some, you mentioned it there in the beginning, we're going to have some new special art rares as well. And those are looking absolutely fantastic. I think we'll talk about those here in just a little bit.
So freaking good, man.
But yeah, it is right around the corner, December 2nd. I'm super excited. I'm definitely going to be trying to get my hands on this set. How about you? I think I've heard you say you might be a little bit interested.
Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna leave this on the shelf. No,
it might be a pass. It might be a pass.
So as we know, yes, Vstar Universe out December 2nd, and this is actually going to be part of the Crown Zenith set, which is January 20th. So yes, for Vstar Universe, when they talk about high class packs, very similar to VMAX Climax. And if you were collecting Japanese a few years ago, like Tag Team All-Stars, one of my favorite sets of all time. Now, I believe Vstar Universe is going to be very similar to Tag Team All-Stars, to where it was basically a giant farewell to the Sun and Moon era. I think it's going to be the exact same thing here for the Sword and Shield era. So you mentioned that there was a lot of reprints, right? There's a lot of reprints coming. And those are going to be in every single pack. So the VMAX, the Vstar Universe packs are going to have 10 cards, and every single pack is going to have at least an ultra rare. So you're going to get a V, a VMAX, a Vstar in every single pack. And then you'll also have the opportunity to pull the new special art or special, what are they called? Art cards, art rares, and special art rares are what they're officially called. But, yeah, so it's going to be a very exciting set. If you've opened any VMAX Climax, it will feel very familiar to you with those types of pull rates. And it's definitely going to be a big farewell to Sword and Shield, which makes me beg and ask the question, what does this mean for the future, right? So they gave us a whole new rarity, right? The art rare and the special art rare. This might be the only time we get those. So if you remember back in Tag All-Stars, we did get the gold tag team cards, the alternate art tag team cards. Some of them, most of them actually, we still don't have in English. So if there are cards in Japanese, being printed in Japanese that we're not going to get in English, it is likely going to be a part of this set, because there's no way that this massive Vstar Universe set is going to make all the cards are going to make their way to Crown Zenith. Now, we do have the Galarian Gallery coming to Crown Zenith, which is going to be very similar to like the Shiny Vault of Hidden Fates and Shining Fates, where you have like 60 to 75 cards separately from the standard set of Crown Zenith, where all of these art rares and special art rares are going to be, right? So with that being said, do you think this is a farewell to this style of card, this art rare, this trainer gallery-esque artwork, or are they moving this into Generation 9?
I mean, I want to say my wish and my hope is that they would move it on to Generation 9, but I really do feel like this set, Vstar Universe, Crown Zenith is the farewell set. Just thinking back to, the Sun and Moon era when we got into the Sword and Shield era. Nothing about the cards in those packs looked the same, right? We didn't have, any tag teams anymore. We had Vs and VMAXs. We didn't have any more, like from Cosmic Eclipse. We didn't have the essentially the trainer gallery at that point. They eventually brought it back. So I think that now I'm thinking about it a little bit more. Maybe this is just a farewell for now. Because they are going to have to get into the new era. They got to introduce all the new things, right? And they can't have, things from the past kind of dragging them down from trying to, create this whole new world of Paldea here for us. So, I think that, I don't know. I just lost my train of thought there a little bit.
So you think that they're going to bring them back, right? So basically you think they're going to give us this huge lot of trainer gallery-esque cards and then take them away and then potentially bring them back for like the second half of Scarlet Violet set, because they did have trainer gallery cards. They had character rares inside Cosmic Eclipse, right? Like you were saying. So the Pikachu, the Mimikyu were inside Cosmic Eclipse, and they were literally in one set, and then we never saw them again until Brilliant Stars. And now all of a sudden it's like, hey, look at all of these trainer gallery cards. And it was kind of cool. It was a little strange to me that they did that, if I'm being honest with you. I would rather them come up with something all new, right? Because the trainer gallery was so big at the end of Sword and Shield. I definitely think it's something that needs to be remembered in of the Sword and Shield era. So like Sun and Moon, you finish that off with the tag team cards. So when I think Sun and Moon, I think tag team. Or when I think tag team, I think Sun and Moon. I would like for that to be the same with the trainer gallery in the Sword and Shield era. So these art rares, these special art rares, in my opinion, fall right into that. And hopefully, if we do have that Galarian gallery that is 65 cards, they can give us almost all of these in one set, which means they're not stretching them out. They're not putting them in Scarlet Violet base. They're not putting them in the second set, the third set, the first special set of Scarlet and Violet. Like, everything is either going to go into Crown Zenith or they're going to be gone,
Yeah, I agree with you. And then we'll get one random,
Charizard
VMAX box in the middle of Scarlet and Violet, like we did with the Charizard and the Pikachu and Zekrom boxes. Like that was super weird to me when they put those out. Super cool boxes, by the way. Pick them up if you can. But
I definitely would.
Yeah, I like I said, it's a brand new era, right? They want to show off all their new shiny things, all their new terrestrialization. We still haven't heard how that's necessarily going to be in the TCG. I have to imagine that it's going to be, it being like the main, kind of main new battle mechanic, right? So it's gonna be interesting to see what they do. But yeah, ultimately, I think it's going to kind of be like the cycle that it was here. We're going to see cards that kind of look similar to what we saw in the past. It'll definitely have a different name. It's not going to be called Trainer Gallery anymore, just like it wasn't called Character Rares for the Sword and Shield era. But yeah, I mean, just with how successful these types of cards were.
See, but were they?
Business models would say, why would you go?
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, right?
Sure.
I completely agree with you in terms of the art style, right? The artwork. I think it was a huge breath of fresh air. They were fantastic. They were great. I don't want them to quit that style of artwork. But are you excited when you pull Trainer Gallery?
I still am. Yeah. I'm definitely
even the yellow border ones that are all under $1.
Yes and no, right? Yeah, so I'm not, when I pull the Hoot Hoot, for the millionth time out of Astral Radiance,
Poor Hoot.
that's not, like the most exciting, but you pull that Charizard, you pull that, Sleepy Pikachu out of Lost Origins, and it's like, heck yeah, like I got an awesome pull. So yes and no, it's I definitely feel like the pull rates on them, either the pull rates on them were a little too high, or they just made too many of them per set. I think it was a nice balance in Cosmic Eclipse. Like, it really feels like you got a big pull when you got one of those, in Cosmic Eclipse. And now here in the Sword and Shield era, I can't say it necessarily feels like that.
Well, and that's where I would go with it. I would go with, I like them. I would like to continue to have them inside of the sets, but I don't want 25 of them in every set. I would like the trainer galleries, like the Vstar art, special art cards look so great. The Regigigas, like pulling the Pandora style, like floating mountain. Such a beautiful card. Such a phenomenal card. The Zeraora Vstar looks so good, so amazing. Like the artworks are literally second to none. And I almost think that it's an injustice to put them inside of like a trainer gallery or something like that, because it's just not nearly as satisfying. Like, can you imagine pulling that trainer gallery Charizard or trainer gallery Pikachu if it was worth $85 and it was a standard alternate art or something like that, right? If it was worth $100 standard alternate art, because the artwork, in my opinion, is good enough for that. I really think it is.
Yeah.
And I would love for them to continue that, but just maybe like 4 or 5 per set. But now are you getting into what the alternate arts feel like, you know, like all that kind of a thing. So
yeah, no, I would say, you know, I agree with you. You know, I would like it to feel a little bit more like how the amazing rares were, with the amount of amazing rares we had in a set. I think like Vivid Voltage had like
lower
6, and that was the most.
Or even Radiance.
They were, or even Radiance, yeah. However, I mean, we can't say that, you know, Radiants are really worth anything either.
They're not.
Majority of them, I think, are under $1.
Alakazam is under $1. That blew my mind. I'm like, I was looking at prices yesterday, 2 days after release. Radiant Alakazam is under $1. That card is phenomenal.
I'm about to buy a couple binder pages.
Dude, I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Absolute beautiful card. But yeah, it's
I just interrupted
it's
you,
gonna
didn't
be.
I? You're like, I don't know what I was
you
talking about now.
Did.
You're
You
like,
did
son
interrupt
of
me
a
a little
gun,
bit.
you
It's not the first time.
What, bro? Come on. You
But,
said it's not the first. It's true.
You know. But yeah, I'm excited for this next era. No, I don't think they're gonna bring it into the next era. I think this is a farewell, and I think it's I honestly, I'm happy with this farewell.
I agree.
You know, just being here throughout the whole era, like literally, I started with like Sword and Shield bases kind of when I got back into it, and then when I started opening packs again was like Darkness Ablaze time. So I you know, Sword and Shield era is my era right now. Like I feel like I know so much about the Sword and Shield era, and to get a set like this, that just kind of, you know, is a nice you know, a nice hurrah to it. I think is gonna feel awesome. You know, it might not feel as awesome, you know, pulling, you know, the same V card that you pulled back in like you know, Rebel Clash or something.
Well,
like
dude,
that.
to piggyback off that, the Tag All Stars cards were so cheap for a while, and they're actually not very cheap anymore. I remember when I was opening up Tag All Stars a bunch, I was getting booster boxes for $45 a piece, and all of the GX cards, the full art cards, and all of that, the tag team cards, even the standard tag team cards, they were all like in between $2 to $4. Like literally, the Mewtwo Mew tag team from Tag All Stars was like $2 to $4. The regular one. I'm like, what? I like out because I was gonna sell some of mine because I had like 4 or 5 of each because I opened so many boxes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess ain't even worth selling for $2 a piece. I'd rather keep the card. And good thing I did, because the prices on them are way up now. So I would kind of expect the same thing like that for Vstar Universe. But real quick, have you seen the Semi-Seer special art?
This, you know what? I don't have it pulled up here.
It's the ugliest goddamn card I've ever seen in my whole life.
Nope, push that away. Don't need that right now. Why Semi-Seer? I know he got a V. I know he did. Arcanine didn't get a V-Star. I'm just going to say it once.
I bet you there's going to be an Arcanine. I bet you.
I got all my fingers and toes crossed.
I bet you there will be. There will be, you know, a V. Oh, gosh. I guess he only did get a V. He never got a V Max or a V Star or anything else, did he?
That's what I'm saying.
He might get, well, he got the trainer gallery. Maybe he'll get another trainer gallery one. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying for you.
I know you are, man.
I'm trying my best, dude.
You know?
It's not my fault Arcanine sucks.
And Chandelure V-Star, too. I don't want to leave him out.
He had a VMAX at least, so at least hopefully Chandelure. He had a trainer gallery and a VMAX, so he should get a VMAX special art in Vstar Universe and Crown Zenith. But and look, the 3 dogs beneath me right there. On
I was going to say,
they're so
are we going to talk about those cards?
They're so good, and the Raikou is so good, man. That's my favorite one. What's your favorite of the 3?
Oh my gosh. Oh, easily the Raikou.
Yeah,
Like
the Raikou,
it
yeah.
just looks so awesome. Like I feel like I haven't seen a Pokemon card like that before. Like he looks like he's running like 100 miles an hour on that card.
Yep.
And then I'd have to go with the Suicune next, and then I just can't. I just can't with
The
with
Entei's
Entei.
not that great.
It just all bleeds into
You
one
know,
another.
you know what the Entei looks like? The Entei looks like you bought those really cheap Chinese figures for like $1 on Wish.com, and they showed up the wrong color. That's what the
Pokemon
Entei looks
figures?
like. Yeah, the pocket monster figures. That's what it looks like. It looks like he's squished and yeah, it's hilarious to me. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a weird angle on him or something. I don't know. It
yeah, just
it
not
just
right.
doesn't. It's number 3 for me.
It's just not right.
But man, I don't know. Have you heard? Are these going to be pullable? Are these going to be in
Oh,
boxes?
I'm thinking
or
they're all
something?
well in Japanese. They're all going to be pullable.
Oh,
Because
that's true,
they
that's
don't, Japanese just has boxes. They don't really have all these other products.
That's true.
And I believe these are going to be part of the set. We have found out that the birds, the Galarian birds, are going to be inside tins for Crown Zenith. And, of course, we saw like the VMAX. We had a whole video where we talked about the products coming for Crown Zenith. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure these are going to be inside of the set and pullable. So they're going to be fantastic. They're going to be great.
Man.
Looking
Those are
going
to be some top chases then. I can't even imagine. Like there's going to be literally chases for everybody in this set.
Yep.
It's going to be amazing.
Absolutely. All right, guys, well, that's it for today's video, talking about the new art style coming to the Pokemon TCG for Vstar Universe and Crown Zenith. I personally think that this is going to be the end and the goodbye for these style of cards for good. I don't think they're ever going to be coming back. I think Generation 9 is going to move forward, focusing on the EX and the terrestrialization cards. I don't even know if I say that word correctly yet. I will wait till the game comes out this Friday.
I don't know either.
It's almost Scarlet Violet time, guys. Coming out this Friday. It's going to be so much fun. I'm going to be weekend doing nothing but that for the weekend. I have off next week, so I'm going to be doing a lot of Scarlet and Violet gameplay.
Dang. That's going to be awesome.
It's going to be amazing. But yeah, guys, if you like Pokemon TCG content here on Next Level TCG, we post videos 5 to 6 times per week. So hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future content. And if you enjoyed today's conversation, please smash that like button and listen to a comment. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about the new art style? Do you think they're going to continue it in Generation 9? Should they continue it in Generation 9? It's up to you guys. We try to reply to every single person that we can down there. Let's talk about it. ASX, send us home.
Yeah, guys, if you want to level up, you got to be kind and be yourself. And here's to the next 25 Charizards we're going to get in Scarlet and Violet.
No more. Like 2. We need 2.